Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Only a look at Jesus. Oh, so bow down with care.
This morning we will pray from Psalms 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desire of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire into his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up on a rock. And now shall thine head be lifted up above mine enemies around about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifice of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praise unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy upon me and answer me. When thou saidest, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of thine enemies, for false witness are risen up against me, and such as breatheth out cruelty. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. To my community of Parottee and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome. Whether it be the American Karen, the British Patsies, or even the Jamaica Auntie Angelas, they're all out singing. We over here this morning will be joining the choir, help to direct them how to tune their songs. Morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us on this Monday morning. Halfway through the year, halfway also through the month. I mean, time flies, isn't it? We're going to not tarry not this morning. We're going to go straight first to the British Prime Minister. Hooray! Hurrah! The British Prime Minister has banned under 16 from social media. We'll come to that in a bit. Hooray, hooray, hurrah. Maybe the patsy of a prime minister might need to give us more information than he's given. Empress Deb, good morning and welcome. Miss Jim Upton, good morning. Debbie Jarvis Stevie, good morning. Good morning. Lynette Jenkins, good morning. Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson, Violet Watson, good morning. Monica Taylor, Karen Nemard, Michael Nepper, Laverne, good morning all and welcome. Elga Fletcher, good morning. Donna Thompson, good morning and welcome. Oh, no. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's a level of new control. What I would say to the British patsy of a prime minister, rather than banning under 16 from social media, which we don't know, even the bloody tired three-job parents are unable to police, the government won't be able to police it. The tech companies won't be able to police it because a simple date of birth can get around that. What I would say to the patsy of the British Prime Minister, maybe you should think about banning rich homosexual from buying panties and bras for the wife of the British Prime Minister, or rather yet, rich homosexuals who rent penthouse apartment for the British Prime Minister's son to study for his exam. How about that, Prime Minister? Let's go to a question put to the Prime Minister by Sky News' Beth Ridley, and how the Prime Minister answers it, whether he recognizes it was a three-part question. Don't know if he even answered the first question, never mind the other two that
compromise on the happiness of children. But you also know that USB.
How though? Let's roll up a bit here. We do acknowledge social media bullying. We do acknowledge the dangers of social media. Is the ban workable? Is it enforceable? Who polices the ban? Should we not rather turn to education? I mean, things that we ought to educate people about, we restrict them. When since restriction has ever stopped people from doing what you're restricting them from doing, or a sector of people? I mean, the death penalties in America, people kill people every day. It doesn't matter. Not saying that we shouldn't have laws. What we should have are sensible laws. My argument is, because to say, banning under 16 from using social media, what does that solve? How do we prevent under 16 from using social media? Because most of it is going to be date of birth enforcement, or I don't know if you're coming with a facial recognition enforcement. But I cannot, for the life of me, see how this will work. The Prime Minister doesn't seem to see or know how it will work either. But I think these control mechanisms, these control mechanisms are getting out of hand. Remember, we have the parental control system that we put on our internet, whether be at home or we can put on our children's phone before we give it to them. However, they know our date of birth. They are sensible enough, Patsy, to fix a date of birth above that. Lynette Jenkins, how are you? To fix a date of birth above the 16-year-old threshold, that will give them access. So it's, for me, with this, and the Jamaicans are also thinking about it as well. It's where the whole control system in this world is going. But let me see you try and stop 16-year-old, under 16, from using social media. Don't know who will police it. Don't know how it will become. You're not asking these tired mothers and fathers who does 2 and 3 job to survive, to keep up with the rising bill and the rising cost of living and the rising price of petrol in this country. I don't see who is going to police this, their pacts. Who is going to police? Because we cannot stop Lord Ali from walking into Victoria's Secrets and buy panties for your wife. We literally, even if we have a law against that, Lord Ali could get around buying panties for the wife of the Prime Minister. I mean, that is what you ought to focus on. or your homosexual friends renting a penthouse apartment for your son to study for his exam? Don't you think you will have more joy or more luck in that area? Miranda Roddock, morning. Let's listen to the question posed to the Patsy and how the Patsy answers. And immediately after, we'll go to the American Karen.
Compromise on the happiness of children, but you also know that US big tech will hate this ban. Are you concerned about how President Trump might react to this when you see him at the G7 and the consequences for the UK? And you're announcing this in a major week where you could in days face a leadership challenge. Does this ban set your legacy, and are there any circumstances in which you might step aside? Thank you very much.
Well, Beth, thank you for packing, I think, 2 or 3 questions into the one. Look, let me take them in turn. On the US big tech, look, of course, this is about fighting for what we think is right. And I think that protecting children is right. Now, on US big tech, on tech here, I'm a fan of tech and AI. I think it has got huge capability to change our world for the better. And that's why I made a very pro-tech and AI speech last Monday, in fact, at London Tech Week. I'm all in favour of that. I do not accept, and I will never accept, that you can't be both pro-tech and AI and at the same time say we must protect our children. In fact, when I look at the brilliance of the innovators in AI and tech, I know very well that it is possible to do both. The innovation is incredible in AI and what is going on. Don't tell me that it's impossible for those innovators, those people who are brilliant at technology, to devise the ways to protect our children, and I think we should. So I think you can be pro AI and tech, which I am, but at the same time pro protecting our children, which I am. The two are not incompatible. They're not mutually exclusive. I think they go together. And actually, I think talking to the big tech companies, they know very well that they and all of us have a responsibility to protect children. And so I don't see, I'm not saying there aren't conversations to be had, Beth, I think there will be, but I genuinely think that we can be both pro-tech and AI and at the same time protect our children, and we will protect our children. It's a red line for me. I'm never going to accept the argument that for the future of AI and tech, we must leave our children exposed in the way that they have been or they might be in the future. I'll never accept that argument. And I don't think the vast majority of people in this country would say so. In relation to the legacy issues, I see this differently. This is a huge issue for the country. This isn't about any one individual. It is something which people in this room have been concerned about, living with and campaigning about for years. And I think we do them, and all those who've been concerned about this, a disservice to try to put that into a particular week when there's a by-election. Actually, that's not what it's about. This is a statement of our values, who we are as a country. And it's a way of actually bringing our country together. So for me, this is bigger than some of the usual to and fro's of politics, although there's plenty of that.
You know, if Andy Burnham wins this election, you have 2 days after Andy Burnham wins to go. As to why Ono can't do things sensible, I mean, why Ono don't educate Marcia Thomas rather than control? Educate rather than control, because none of these control wanna issue now work, because Ono need to tell us how it's going to be police. I'm more going after the gleaner here than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is held to ransom by his rapist and pedophilia crimes against children. Donald Trump cannot make any deal that the Zionist murderer, Benjamin Netanyahu, doesn't want him to make. So when you get up a waste ink and paper and printing these bullcrap that Donald Trump said a deal is closer with Iran or whatever. Don't you all see the struggle? Don't you all see the fight between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu? As Donald Trump said, we're going to make a deal, Benjamin Netanyahu open a new front in the war. It's about control. If you want to have political power in the West, you must bow to the wall. You must bow to the pedophilic throne of the Zionist regime. Donald Trump have no way out of this. He's in it for the long haul because it protects Benjamin Netanyahu from his crimes and trial. This war is never going to be over. So, wanna stop waste time, Barbara Simpson Asgold. Stop waste time pan Donald Trump Gleaner and find something constructive to write about, informed, and question in our country. The whole are not too obsessed with frickery. And that's why we're going to go next to Teresa Pickles. We're going to go next to Teresa because she just a crisscross, a hop, skip, and jump. But we want to ask Andrew Holness some question. Let's go to him talking to the chamber. I think this was the chamber of commerce, something another. Because when you go to these fanciful fair, you have to go prepare to speak bullshit or to spew what I would call shit from on high. Because this has now gone beyond the singing patsies. This is spewing shit from on high. Listen to Andrew Holness, then I will respond to him.
You need to hear the voice of the business community to not just advocate for your position, but to have a conversation with your employees and your customers, to speak generally so that the entire Jamaica can understand where we are today. It is totally different from the 70s. Where we are today, Jamaica could become Dubai or Singapore, where if our economy grows, we might have to bring people in to keep the economy turning over.
Right. I need to respond to two things before you go even further. Where you say Jamaica could become the next Dubai or Singapore, are you tailgating off what we've been saying for some time now? But leave that aside. For Jamaica to become the Dubai or the Singapore Prime Minister, we need the road, the economic corridors you spoke about. So economic can move freely. Economic activity can move freely up and down and across the country. Is it not, Prime Minister? We need water. We need road. We need hospital. And we need policing. But then again, you also went on to say, it might get to the point where we have to care people from foreign, left worse, come to Wasara. Prime Minister, the minimum wage. You remember what you promised us just before the election, Prime Minister, and what you gave us after the election. I mean, you think to say, remember, the Indian and the Chinese, them lift up from where they come away country, Prime Minister, and they don't come here to look work. They come here to create business we take the little twopence and twopence out of the country and send it back somewhere else, barring developing our country. So what is it that them people would have, you think people would have left worse and come a worse Rafa? You think to say people are going to left worse, come to worse for the minimum wage that we're on? To come and when they find out that they need an emergency surgery, they're been told that the air condition in the theater, how much air condition problem we're going to have in our theater them in the country, Jesus Christ, God Almighty, this morning? How much air condition problem we're going to have in our hospital them, and how long this air condition? Wasn't it the same problem over Victoria Jubilee and which? Was it the same KPHR University Hospital? Remember when the team of doctors came from America to do the surgery that them couldn't do? How long is it now that we are having the problem? I've talked about the sex maniac Dr. Tufton this morning, because him is a whole heap another effort to deal with. But let us deal with the effort coming from the... Why do you think people are going to left worse, Prime Minister? Quick, we can endure worse, for bill whenever, which will never bill. This is what the Jamaica Angela do, as opposed to the British Patsy and the American Karen. The spewing shit from on high. Prime Minister, how is it that under your stealing, under your mismanagement of the country's finances and economy, under the management of our economy by a dunce who is unable to read at the grade 3 level, Prime Minister, Opal Manning, how you do? Prime Minister, how you love spew shit, so sir? How you just find a joy in just spewing why-shy shit? Because to say, you mean to say England bad, America bad, because everywhere get bad in this world. But if we left come to Jamaica, for the minimum wage, we can buy food, petrol, and pay bus fare. If we come in at the bad road, then when we come out of the taxi, we're tired like we've been working for 1 year without rest. If we come out when we go to hospital, we're going to admit on chair and bench. If we come out when we hear say we need emergency surgery, we hear say the theater air condition system now work. Prime Minister, why you not find something do? Why you not find something do? Because it look like your speciality is speaking in bullshit. And then the worst part of the bullshit is that the people them where you sit down and talk to, none of them now make you know say a bullshit you talk. Unworkable bullshit. Because before you get to the Dubai and the Singapore part of the problem, as goal, Master Bureau, how you do? There's so much you have to solve. Prime Minister, all you think are going to left come work for peanut. Them people are going to have to pay rent. They're going to have to living costs, traveling expense, bill on them something there. What is wrong with this fool? I mean, this useful idiot where we don't know who are right and bullshit you get Andrew Honest to come spew after we. But Andrew Honest, we can tell you, we can recognize bullshit from any distance you come with it. Don't care how far you start the bullshit from. We, from a distance, recognizes bullshit. Damn idiots.
You need to hear the voice of the business community to not just advocate for your position, but to have a conversation with your employees and your customers, to speak generally so that the entire Jamaica can understand where we are today. It is totally different from the 70s. Where we are today, Jamaica could become Dubai.
Listen, Jankro. Jankro, Jankro. In the 70s, Jamaica have open industry where if PJ never sell them out and the rest are behind PJ finish sell them out, maybe it would have put with foot pan a ladder to go towards the Dubai. Lord Prime Minister, don't make a start for you this morning, because if I start, the thunder of Oreb going clap across your face. All of our industries that have been sold out, at them would help we forget pan the Dubai and the sending the ladder where we can prepare. How would this come from? Where we can prepare jobs and grow the economy and create new industries and grow the economy. But when we sell out everything, Prime Minister, when we sell out everything and rely on enslavement, when we sell out we industry them and we rely upon enslavement, how you think we're going to get to Singapore or Dubai? Explain to us, please. How we are going to get there? When we sell out we industry them, we benefit, we go there and sell we sell out to slavery and salon slavism. Minister of Slavery. Minister of Slavery. How? Come back out. Because you were talking to a pack of dunce who don't know how to ask questions. But please, come back. Make it be controversial. Oh, I want to be controversial. I want to be controversial. Can I be controversial this morning? Barbara Simpson, morning. I want to ask a very controversial social media question. Lord Jesus, don't get yourself in a trouble. Go along, talk about your wellness and go on. Because everybody I use everybody now in this world, you know. Everybody I use everybody, and people are willing to be used just to be go on about your business and stop. Oh, you mind for the business, so? Oh, you mind for the business, so? No, but the spirit of probe you from morning say ask the question. I want to ask this question of Donegal and Donegal audiences. Is Donegal being duly recognized by the system? Or is Donegal being used to sell ticket for a flop event? Me now make it kill my spirit. May I ask the question because the spirit said ask the question. So may I ask it. Is Donegal being duly recognized by the system? Or is it that Donna Marie Go is being used to sell ticket for a flopped event that we saw in 2024? Empty chairs, empty chairs. Count them up. Anyway, go on. You feel what the Spirit asks you to do. Gloria Morris, good morning and welcome. Good morning and welcome. May I have to ask the question? Because when the Spirit push me and keep pushing me, they have to ask. Anyway, get back to the Prime Minister and the spewing of shit. The industries, Prime Minister, that would take our country there are being sold out. The economic corridor, Prime Minister, that would help our country's economy to improve. You have left it in dereliction for the last 10 years. Topped off with the devastation of Melissa, when no winner of no road for drive and Elga Fletcher, because as you can see in your community, your residents are calling out to you and say, this riverbed, Prime Minister. No, me not ask anybody for cost Dana, you know. I'm not going to entertain that at all. The scammer. No, I'm not going to entertain that. I'm asking a legitimate question whether the Jamaican government is recognizing her for the work she has done over the years, or is it that they are using her to sell tickets for an event that was flopped 2 years ago? I think one should ask the question. I'm not shielding her. No one has ever presented any proof of Donegal being a scammer. Just like no one has ever presented any proof that I'm a thief. So I'm not going to entertain that. I'm asking a legitimate question. I'm not here to badger at her or go after her for anything. Has there anyone presented any proof that Donegal has scammed any? We have seen Donegal spend money more legitimately than this government or than any of our politicians where we can't get accountability from. So I'm not going to go there with any of you this morning when it comes to Donegal and her credibility over money, because none has never bring the evidence forward. I'm asking a legitimate question about her and the government. It doesn't go into money. So please don't go there. Pamela Akola, how are you? Well, if you give her many money, lady, go call back for it. Here is not the place to come Salimon over here. This is not a Salimoning platform. This is not a platform for Salimoning. If you gave her money, over there where you gave the money is the right place to go and have the issue. Not over here. All right? Not over here. This is not what my question is about. All righty. The Prime Minister will allow roads them to run down. The Prime Minister will under fear government. We have a water crisis in our country what we never have. You, the Prime Minister, will sign up with the international community to take 2 storm and liquid on. You think to say we are going to reach the economic stardom that you are talking about, dreaming about, arming about, with your government, with a Prime Minister that hasn't had his statutory declaration certified for the last 5 years, a Prime Minister that preside over corruption and scandal, a Prime Minister that presides over almost 3 billions unaccounted for in our economy and growing, a Prime Minister who people just walk up to cash machine and put thousands or millions into him account, a Prime Minister who's under investigation for dirty money, a Prime Minister who hasn't paid his tax and is under investigation for tax evasion. Are you crazy, you useful idiot? If you have the nerve to come out here and a one like to say a previous Prime Ministers hold with economy back. The whole I know. So don't come out here every day, come blame previous Prime Ministers. Because I never in the 70s we industry them sell out. The truth be told. So when you want when you go message me, I may send I may forward the clip to you. Or it's on the Gleaner Facebook page where you can screen record it if you know how to screen record. But then you come out with something. Michael Manley, you want to attack him? You can't attack PJ Patterson and get away with Prime Minister because PJ Patterson and Siaga them teach you for thief. But don't come out after Michael Manley, because never Michael Manley sell out with industry them. If you want to attack PJ Patterson, attack PJ Patterson. But don't come out here, come try attack Michael Manley. Look at 6 to 7 decades of strangulation, and Cuba still do better than we. 6 to 7 decades of strangulation, Andrew Holness, and Cuba still do better than Jamaica. Healthcare, education. Look at us who stick ourselves to Western democracy and Western influences. Look at us. I mean, look at the road in your constituency, Prime Minister. Look at the roadways across our country. How do you expect the economy to grow when people can barely move? Look at Cornwall Regional Hospital, Prime Minister, from 2017 and no end in sight. Prime Minister, do you think the economic development you are talking about, Morant Bay Urban Center, would fall into that? You think ribbon cutting, Prime Minister, is look here, John Crow. John Crow, going back to the top of the tree this morning. Don't fly down here. Okay, if you fly down here, you go war with the dog them over the dead meat. You understand? Going back up at the top of the tree. National John Crow.
We need to hear the voice of the business community to not just advocate for your position, but to have a conversation with your employees and your customers, to speak generally so that the entire Jamaica can understand where we are today. It is totally different from the 70s. Where we are today, Jamaica could become Dubai or Singapore, where if our economy grows, we might have to bring people in to keep the economy turning over. Yes, and can you imagine that Jamaica has reached that stage? It is how Cayman has grown.
Imagination, Prime Minister, that's all it is. Imagination. It doesn't go further than that, you know. Especially under your leadership, Andrew Holness. It really doesn't go farther than imagination. And you people think I'll cruff because there's no improvement in Jamaica in the last 10 years.
Antigua is growing. All of these other countries that have taken our labor.
No Jankro. No Jankro. Because those countries have not stolen the people's wealth. Those countries have not squandered the people's money. They have not stolen from the taxpayer. They have not given their friends contract to share back the money with them, and then whatever we were meant to build, no build, Prime Minister. And not because them take we labor. Prime Minister, if our people were paid enough, a livable wage, with nurse, with doctors, and with teachers, then we run like a hot bread. Prime Minister, even look at the disaster relief. Haiti, a system without a country, without a proper governance system, has done better than us in hurricane relief distribution, you damn thief. You crook.
To build their industries. We mustn't see ourselves as closed, insulated, xenophobic, isolated. We have to see ourselves as a
xenophobic. Prime Minister, xenophobia, that which was the most predominant part of your election campaign last year, the xenophobia you created around Mark Golden, the racism and the xenophobia you created around Mark Golden when you failed to tackle the constitutional issue that we were in with the constitutional review. I mean, this junker has many mouths.
Country where people want to come and live, and we must embrace them. Get the crime down, get the efficiency up, clean up the streets, start the reinvestment. You won't have a hand to sell Jamaica.
Have a hand to sell Jamaica. Look, to who?
The model of development and growth for many years has been how many visitors can we have in tourism? That model needs to shift. It has to be, how many people can we get to come and live in it? So it's not just the one-off 5-day tourism dollar that gets circulated out of the country. We want people to come here and live and spend.
You come round to it now. You come round to it now. Say tourism don't benefit we. You come round to it now. Say 80% or more of what tourism meant to produce in a Jamaica never reach our country. Or even if it reach, it go right back out. Oh, you're coming around. What you want to tell you? Welcome. Welcome. And that you want to tell you? Your crime will catch up with you
Hire
one day.
and create and do business. By the way, that's Vision 2030.
The 2030 agenda. Now, we're going to go to another clip where the Prime Minister does not fail to speak or spew bullshit when given the chance. And we're going to tackle him, Yasoto. Because this man, I mean,
a big challenge.
And
the challenge of energy
is not only bullshit on paper, but bullshit in reality. We'll go. Prime Minister, your argument is null and void. The truth be told. Nothing that you are saying make any sense. And we're going to explain to you why nothing what you say don't make no sense. Literally, don't make no sense. I'm going to make him talk here, so then we will come back to him on the other side.
A big challenge, the challenge of energy. JPS is here. We are going through negotiations now. The intention is to lock in with a license certain changes that will see tangible reductions in electricity and energy costs for households and businesses. Jamaica's energy costs are prohibitive, and we have to tackle it. We must make substantial improvements in it, but we cannot place all our hopes for reduction on a renegotiated license. We must now explore in meaningful ways the large-scale deployment of alternative energy sources, and we must prepare ourselves to be able to deploy nuclear technology, because nuclear technology is becoming the de facto clean energy resource. So we have to put ourselves in that position, and it's not going to be long. It's going to be a decade or so, but to be able to deploy that, you have to prepare from now. So we are looking at the energy sector in real ways to make real changes.
Andrew Holness, DLP. Ask your question, why is the Prime Minister forcing the issue, because I know first we hear the dog shit with it, the issue of nuclear energy? Why? Nuclear is not the only renewable or clean source of energy. There are cleaner sources than nuclear, is it not, Prime Minister? There are cleaner sources. Direct, how you do? Wayne Evans, well on. There are cleaner sources than nuclear. Because nuclear may be clean, but it is subjected to a lot of risk, is it not? Risk that other clean energy, renewable energy, like solar panel, like solar energy, is not subjected to. So why is it that the Prime Minister is pushing nuclear energy? Because it's about somebody else profiteering off the people of Jamaica. We need to get rid of JPS. I've long been arguing that JPS needs competition in our country. It is why JPS can deploy its lawless fees and everything. But there are dangers, grave dangers associated with nuclear energy. Catastrophic reactor accidents. We saw that in the Fukushima Daiichi when that tsunami in Japan or that region. Long-term radioactive waste management. You have the issue of nuclear weapon proliferation, where America, once we start produce uranium for that purpose, America can start attack with. And then the issue of uranium mining. But given Andrew Holness that we live on a hurricane belt, and this same Andrew Holness is telling us about building for resilience and all of that. Having nuclear energy puts us in the firing line for such a catastrophic accident that would create long-term effect and danger. When reactor cooling system fails, Prime Minister, when we have island-wide blackout, Prime Minister, then what about the health impact of radiation leakages? What about the displacement of radioactive waste? What about the damage to our underground water system and our soil should we have such a meltdown or a radiation leak and all of them something there? Why is it that the Prime Minister would want to place the nation in more danger? How again, Prime Minister, do we dispose of these waste radiation? How? How do we dispose of them? What would be your permanent solution? The permanent solution is to stay away from nuclear. We don't need nuclear other than for medicine. God has blessed us with 24-hour sunshine. Now, if we nuclear have a dual use, whether it be energy and medicine, or for war, for weapons, you don't think the Americans are going to bomb us if we start produce uranium and all of them lot of things? Where we go get money to buy the uranium from or do we have uranium in Jamaica to mine, to do all of these things? Prime Minister, the dangers are great. Because when it comes to chicken, we Parottee people, we don't make it look like we're going to have a Category 5 hurricane every year. So we must move out of the arms and the palms of danger, because environmental changes and climate changes. So we are likely to have a extreme Category 5 man-made hurricane every hurricane season. But as I've always been telling you, no, when me a travel upon train going to Birmingham or so on, you pass acres and acres of solar panel, hmm? Acres and acres of solar panel farms. The other day when Abenasa Cody was here and we went to this wasn't on my way to Birmingham. This was on our way to Peterborough. Acres and acres of solar panel farm. And are not just on the way to Peterborough, they're on the way to Birmingham, and they're all over the country. Solar panel and wind farm. Mind you, Jamaica have sun all in a night. We're blessed with sunshine all year round. England, at 3 weeks, we have sunlight for 3 weeks. 3 weeks out of 12 months. And we have solar panel farms upon solar panel farms in this country. And Jamaica talk about nuclear, which is going to pose a danger. It's not something Jamaica must welcome. We live in a very corrupt, lackadaisic, never done properly society. Let's keep away from the danger. God has blessed us with something that we can use naturally. Why though do they not want to promote solar panels or solar energy? Why is it that this government and our Jamaica system do not want to promote solar energy? Because the multinational conglomerate is going to lose a lot. And that's not what they want. They want something where they can live half away, live in our pocket, and continue suck the economic and financial life out of us. But as Melissa has awakened many Jamaicans, a lot of you need to go independently solar panel. And don't tell me say expensive. You do all sort of expensive fuckery in our country. So don't tell me say solar panel expensive. No, it's not. Same one who get money build big house. Same one who find money buy a car, find it buy a solar panel. There's a young man in Jamaica, I can't remember what his name. When have a solar panel kit for about $250,000 or more, or a little more, you can afford it. Don't tell me say it's expensive. Because when you spend a one-off $250,000, later on you can buy more panel, but the package we must sell right now, it can operate. I wonder if I can find a video for put in a studio. Bear with me. I did send it to quite a few people. I wonder if I can find it back. That system can alleviate what Jamaica Public Service is doing to a lot of Jamaicans right now. I've been how you do. Welcome. Britain don't have sun 3 weeks a year. And we can have solar panel farms all over this country. And then Jamaica, I come talk about nuclear weapon, nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, something which is going to, or likely to, create more danger for the people of Jamaica than problem itself. It's not what we don't need. That's not what we need. What we need is solar energy. Because what we need is to save money in Jamaica people pocket. We need to save back money in a Jamaica people pocket. We don't need the multinationals to continue to enrich themselves. We don't need these people to continue to enrich themselves off of Jamaica people. And this is what this government is promoting with using solar panel, nuclear as renewable energy. Nuclear have a lot of risk. Nuclear have too much risk attached to it. There are cheaper renewable energy like solar. I would even advise on wind farm. If Donald Trump will start Bamway, kind of like wind farm. What we need to do is to look at what save money in a Jamaica people pocket. And that's what solar panel do. And solar energy do. And solar energy is safer. Solar energy is safer. Hold on then. Solar panel trader in Jamaica. That is much. Hold on there.
There are 621 solar panels for only $20,000 while stocks last. If you're purchasing more than
Let us find this young man. But if I able to find it and bring it back later, but the government must stop speak this bullshit. Yeah. So the government must stop it. It's not going to make it better for us going nuclear. What it will do, it will put more money in the hands. Put more money in the hands of these multinationals because somebody will control the system. Somebody will control the system. We can't live on such a dangerous hurricane belt and then we think about a dangerous thing like nuclear. We must stand up and tell this government, enough of your bullshit and this nonsense. Because it's all about uno investor friend them. It's all about uno investor friend them. It's not anything to make the people of Jamaica life any more easier. You understand? And we must not support it. We must call out this government on the nonsense. Solar energy is the way to go in our country. In the long run, Jamaica, it's going to save you. It's going to protect you. It will alleviate your problem after a storm blow. We saw what happened the other day in Melissa, where community like Parottee were the last set to get back electricity. After we take insurance money of 150 million and loan to the government. Also here is what the man is called, Dr. Is it Galliano or whatever, is telling us that Jamaica can do it with solar panels only. It's not rocket science. Even dunce like me have been saying this for years. On a global spy, know say a long time me encourage say go solar panel. If you don't have to borrow the money from bank, If you buy solar panel, do it just like when you borrow money from bank for buy a car or this or that. Hmm? It's Premier Energy. So I think so, you know, Debbie. I think so for true. Hold on. And I think they're in Mandeville. Hold on. Premier Energy Solution, Jamaica. Hmm? Because we want to find this young man. Hmm? Because, hold on. Entech, I find him. Birdo. Hmm? Wicked thief in Andrew Oldness. See me find Michael from Entech, yeah. Thief in man. Because everything, if you and your friend them make a dash out, we're not going to allow you. We're not going to allow you to rob and thief. Thief in Andrew Oldness. Andrew Oldness, we're under investigation for everything bad. At the same time, you talk about building economy and you think about digging out the people, them eye. When we run past solar, we lift up wholly for the problem, won't cost we. Let's see if Michael video is ready. Boy, this thief, this criminal, this prime minister under investigation for dirty money. Everything is about sucking. Everything is about sucking out the people of Jamaica. Good God Almighty, when is this government going to put measures in place that benefit the people of Jamaica rather than benefit the multinational conglomerates who from slavery to now, these big corporations are dig out with eye. And when these corporations fall upon hard time, and we see one have to take up money, lend them. We take up 150 million US lend Petrojam. See, we take 33 billion, me don't know which currency, and lend Petrojam. All of these energy giants, and crooks, we have to carry them burden. Jamaica people, we don't need to contact this young man. We don't need to contact this young man. And make by the time Andrew Oldness come with nuclear energy, now know if he sell it.
What's up again? It's Michael here from Entech, and I just here with this starter system that is powering so many things. This starter system has 3 panels. They really come with 2, but this has an extra panel on it. But you know, hurricane season is coming up again, and already customers reaching out to us, letting us know that they've been getting some high electricity bills, like abnormal. And I figure because you know there was a recovery period the other day, and the utility company is trying to recover all the expenses incurred in an effort to actually restore energy. And of course, there's a war going on, and you know what that means? The price of oil is going to go high, which will ultimately affect the cost of electricity, the cost of producing electricity the traditional way via the utility. But the sun is here and it's free. And these systems cost only $298,500. We've already sold dozens of them, powering homes island wide. Many of our customers are actually using these systems exclusively. No power lines coming to their house. Those who had power lines decided that they're cutting it off because these systems are so powerful. And you don't need a lot of panels because this system right here is powering fridge, washing machine, lights, TVs, modems, radios, all sorts of stuff. Iron, pretty much all your common household items, right? So if you want a system like this, you know what to do. Reach out to us, Entech. We're located in Mandeville, 3.5 Caledonia Road, Mandeville. Shop number 2, unique building. And of course, you can always send us a WhatsApp message or call us at 821-1102 and visit our website, www. I saying too many W's, www.ntechja.com. Michael here. What's up again? It's Michael here from Entech, and I just here with this starter system that is powering so many things. This starter system has 3 panels. They really come with 2, but this has an extra panel on it. But you know, hurricane season is coming up again, and already customers reaching out to us, letting us know that they've been getting some high electricity bills, like abnormal. And I figure because there was a recovery period the other day, and the utility company is trying to recover all the expenses incurred in an effort to actually restore energy. And of course, there's a war going on, and you know what that means? The price of oil is going to go high, which will ultimately affect the cost of electricity, the cost of producing electricity the traditional way via the utility. But the sun is here and it's free. And these systems cost only $298,500. We've already sold dozens of them, powering homes island wide. Many of our customers are actually using these systems exclusively. No power lines coming to their house. Those who had power lines decided that they're cutting it off because these systems are so powerful. And you don't need a lot of panels because this system right here is powering fridge, washing machine, lights, TVs, modems, radios, all sorts of stuff, iron, pretty much all your common household items, right? So if you want a system like this, you know what to do. Reach out to us, Entech. We're located in Mandeville, 3.5 Caledonia Road, Mandeville. Shop number 2, unique building. And of course, you can always send us a WhatsApp message or call us at 821-1102 and visit our website, www. I saying too many W's, www.ntechja.com. Michael here.
Jamaica people, we need to cripple give me about digits, so we need to cripple JPS in our country. We need to cripple JPS in our country. We can put JPS out of business. The world has moved on. Let's move on with the world and stop logging behind in the old-fashioned galanging. The days of JPS is long, burnout, and expired in our country. We have cheaper, better, cleaner, and safer than what JPS are provide with. We have cleaner, cheaper, and better than what JPS is willing to provide. And to wholeness know why it is that he's not introducing solar panel, even though he's talking about there's various sources of renewable energy. If you remember from about 2024, the Prime Minister keeps pushing the nuclear energy argument down with throat, and we mustn't accept it. Yes, nuclear is clean energy. It comes with its risks and dangers as well. It's clean energy, but it's come with its risk and its danger. And it come with the ongoing payment to them. They want to keep us locked in. Let us get out of that system. We don't know how to come out of bondage. We don't want to come out of bondage. If you borrow the money from bank on your land title, If you borrow the 300,000 from the bank, but not when I ask them if you go borrow millions upon millions, 300,000 or 400,000 can set your system. When we can pay back the bank that money, when I borrow millions from bank for buy car and all sorts, well, as soon as I step out of the showcase with it, Ladybug, oh you do, it devalue. We cannot make these people continue to hold us at ransom. We cannot make these people continue to hold us at ransom. It's not on. It's really, make we run Michael one more time again. Because Jamaicans on need to do something before something do no. So how much remember say no? Immediately before the storm, the first thing JPS warned us about was raise a price. Right? Remember, say on a JPS bill, on a pay 1 little 2 pence every month for that purpose of when disaster strike. When the disaster strike, we have to take with insurance money and lend it to JPS, right? And JPS never comfortable there, so again, the Chernobyl disaster, the Fukushima disaster, there are high risk when it comes to nuclear energy, and we must not entertain it. We must not entertain it from Andrew Holness. We must outdo Andrew Holness. Make when they're ready to do the nuclear, they say we don't need it anymore because Jamaica people not buying energy from them anymore. We're not buying energy from them anymore, so we don't need it. When we're going to devise ways of coming out of the poverty where them are dig deeper and deeper all for we. When we need to cripple JPS in our country. As a people, we can cripple JPS in our country. But to the things so not have to attach to the government umbilical cord to continue a one so night and day. When you set your solar panel system is a 1.5 gallon in, the money won't have to rob and thief. They pay JPS a month time. You can pay back that money to the bank, and in no time you pay off that 300 or 400,000. Because you don't really need to borrow more on that. You don't really need to borrow more on that to get the starter package. 300,000 or 400,000 can give you the starter package and probably a few extra panel to generate the amount of energy you need. Energy where you can sell back some to your neighbor. You understand? So the same money we not rob from Peter for PayPal. The same money we not call on a relative of foreign. Yeah, borrow it from the bank. Borrow it from the bank and suffer for the few months or year till you pay back the banking money. And then that bill is off of your hand for good. What JPS strip off for you every month is off your hand for good. Because all when JPS now provide you light, JPS still charge you. Why we don't think logically in our country? We just think on behalf of the rich and powerful all the time. Aren't you all tired?
Here from Entech, and I just want to tell you about our starter solar system for those of you who are on a budget but would want to go solar. So our system goes for $289,500, right? And it's a 2 kilowatt system, right? Or 2,000 watt system that is able to power your fridge, your washing machine, your TV, your microwave, your lights, radios, charger phones, your laptops, pretty much all the essential household items, right? This system comes with two 610 watt panels, two 12 volt lithium batteries, right? So that's giving you 2,500 watts of power in the night from your batteries so that you can run your fridge all night and other essential things on it, like your lights, and even watch some television in the night and stuff like that, right? This system has two panels, but I want to let you know that you can really start there, and it's expandable. You can add more panels, add more batteries in the future, and as is, this system can produce over 6,000 watts of electricity every day. Between the panels alone can produce over 6,000 watts of electricity, plus the stored electricity in the battery, which is already 2,500 watts, right? So that's over 8,000, 9,000 watts of power, usable power each day. Most households, small Jamaican average households, do not use this every day. So there's no need for you to be paying high electricity bills. No need. If you want the system, give us a call at 821-1102 and let me send you a system. You can collect it at our office in Mandeville, or we'll send it to you wherever you are on the island. 821-1102. Entech.
Please contact Entech Radio. Me can't join the call now, me live when me done. Yeah. Make sure you contact Entech, or they're based in Mandeville. Jamaica, we need to put JPS out of business in our country. And by the time Andrew Holness come with solar panel, by the time Andrew Holness turn up now with solar panel, with nuclear energy, with all its danger that is attached to nuclear energy, there's no need for it. So maybe Andrew Holness can go use the money finish Cornwall Regional Hospital. Maybe Andrew Holness can go use the money and make sure the air condition them in our hospital or service, so we don't have to keep on work on canceling operation. We don't have to keep on working in our country and cancel operation because we can't afford for service with air condition them. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to deal with the land issue of environmental risk or compulsory purchase.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and for. Make God what I seen to make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. progressive move. Wicked men are red. How they want to see. They didn't can sell out Rasta. Can't sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see. They can sell out Rasta. I sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. Give a show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. Give a show and stone. And they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see any.
Thank you very much for holding on, and welcome back, where we slip into what we're really here for this morning. Maureen Bailey, Jamaica people continue to suffer because they are Labour Right and PNP and not Jamaicans. And as long as we continue to be Labour Right and PNP rather than Jamaicans, we are going to continue to suffer. Now, what are we here for this morning? We're here to talk about, in context to Parottee, the acquisition of private land under the eminent domain rule, or what we call environmental risk, and how they may intertwine halfway down the road. So, looking at Parottee in context, what the government is citing at the moment is environmental risk. Under the eminent domain rules, if you're taking private land, or under the compulsory purchase, as we call it in law as well, that private land must be taken for public use. Say, for example, the government want to build a highway, a school, or some public infrastructure that will benefit the country, then that's where eminent domain comes in. Under such rules, there is a process. Under both rules, there's a process to follow. However, though, under the eminent domain rules, the government will have to go through a consultation period with you, and that also compensation comes along with that, where the government would have to purchase your property at the market value. However, at times they would make sure knock down the market value for the area before them seek to enforce that on you. If it was an issue of such, then the government would be under a duty to buy back the people's property. Whereas if it's environmental rules or environmental risk, quite not so. The government can forcibly remove you if you fail to move voluntarily. So what the government is, as we hear them trickling out these arguments, it's the environmental rules of the coastline erosion and all of that, and the pending future disaster and climate change and all of that. The government, if they're using the environmental risk, they can literally force people to move from the community. Whereas if it was under the eminent domain rule or the compulsory purchase rule, it's a more broader negotiation, and one could launch court challenges and all of that. But the environmental rules, which I think it is what the government will use, especially under the NARA, with the NARA legislation, the government would empower the security services to remove people from and relocate people. Where the government chooses to put you is a matter for them, whether it is habitable or safer than where you're coming from. So these are issues that we have to look about at the moment. Now, if the government is moving people for environmental and safety purposes, and then would be giving your lands over to private investors, which we think is the issue, arguably based on the argument they're advancing, then the government will be under a duty to apply the compulsory purchase rules. Even though they have not yet formally consult with us or send us letters or anything of their intention, the government could still, with the relocation, use the compulsory purchase rules if they're moving us under the environmental risk rules, with later on passing over our lands to private developers. Whereas, and that's a very tricky and slippery slope, especially with a crude government like Andrew Holness. Because you see, if it is that they are moving us on the environmental risk and safety rules, and they are negotiating with us to purchase the land, they are going to offer, based on the devastation to the infrastructure of the land at the moment, they would offer you the cheapest they can get away with. Now, if the community under those rules refuse to voluntarily relocate or come to an agreement with the government on the cheap labor where them push forward at us, then the government has legal power to step in and take control under the environmental and safety rules. I think it's the Jamaica Land Acquisition Act that would covers that. So my purpose of giving you this information is so that we are prepared for all and any eventualities that Andrew Holness and him cronies them advance at us. Because when you read all of what they're saying together, Andrew Holness's Malvern statement, Edmund Bartlett Black River and Manhattan statement, and Floyd Green's series of denial over the social media, then if it is that they're really going for us, they won't come with the eminent domain rule, because under the eminent domain rules, the government will have to show that I'm taking that private land for public use, which the development of tourism is not public use of land, because those lands will be chipped off to private investors to amass wealth from them. So I would almost be certain if they're going to step the game up, it's under the environmental rules, with the coastal erosion in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. So these are things we ought to be aware of. So when it comes to the side-by-side comparison, when it comes to eminent domain and environmental risk removal, the biggest difference is what happened to the land. The biggest difference is what happens to the land. If it's the eminent domain rule, it reuses the land for something new. If it is risk driven, in the case of Parottee, the land is left empty or protected, never to build again. So it's a tricky slope here. If it is that they cannot, when it comes to Parottee, comes under the eminent domain rule or the compulsory purchase, we're taking this private land for public use. I'm almost certain they will not be coming under that rule. They will be coming under the environmental risk rule. And the reason for that will be the erosion of the coastline and further risk to the community with pending hurricanes in or such disaster in the future. If it is that they're removing people under environmental risk, then they shouldn't be able to bring in private investors to rebuild on the land that they're saying is not safe for the community. So this is where the tug of war would be, because they would advance the argument to get you to move. But then they are going to, as they tell us, develop up for tourism. What we are to do is to be aware of whatever it is that they will be coming with. So if it is that they're moving us from Parottee for safety reasons, then they shouldn't be able to come there, come build hotel and whatever they want to build. The priority should be safe alternative housing rather than pure financial payout. Now, is container living safe alternative housing for a community like Parottee? As the Prime Minister, is container dwelling from a 3 to 8 bedroom house, is container dwelling a safe alternative housing rather than financial payout? Because if it is that the people ought to be removed from the location under whatever land acquisition rules, and if it is that private investors will have the land to develop for themselves, that will amass multi-billion, multi-trillion-dollar later on down the road, then the people ought to be paid out. The people ought to be paid out so they can rebuild comfortable life somewhere else. No sound what I think. But based on how Andrew Holness and them lot of talk at the moment, we don't know, because Andrew Holness has said one thing, Ed Bartlett is saying another thing, and then Floyd Green is coming out to blame us, the viewing audience, those in broadcasting, those in the community who have only heard about these plans over the airwave. We are being blamed. We are being blamed. But let's put the eminent domain or the compulsory purchase rule aside. Even though under this system, the government will still, as he said, they will secure our asset, or dignity, or livelihood, and all of that. The residents have a right to consultation, rather than we're reading things and hearing things here, there, and everywhere. What the government ought to do is consult with the people. It cannot be that the issue is about Parottee people. Then the Prime Minister go and explain it to people in Malvern. It cannot be that the issue is about Parottee people, and Edmund Bartlett goes to Manhattan or goes to Black River, 5 miles from Parottee, and explaining what it is. It cannot be that the issue is about Parottee people, and the MP for Parottee, Floyd Green, goes on TikTok to explain it to labor rights vloggers and refuse to answer his phone to the community. So let's keep in mind all of these information we're packing in, so when they come, we can have the well-needed conversation, not just with them, but we should be having amongst ourselves before them get towards we, so we can have those conversations with them. But if it is that they're using environmental risk, there is still a compulsory purchase attached to it, because we know the coastline will not be left vacant. Because Edmund Bartlett told us, all the way from Clarendon to Negril, we are going to reimagine what tourism looks like. We are going to bring South Beach to St. Elizabeth. Let's not be fooled, my people. Let's not believe Floyd Green or his cronies who are saying one thing, whatever all they're doing is damage control. What Andrew Holness said, what Edmund Bartlett said, I take it to be more accurate. I take that to be more accurate than the damage control that Floyd Green is over TikTok doing at the moment. Forgetting that he has a constituency to consult with. This is where we leave it for this morning. Because we know 221 confuse more than the confusion is sweltering. We will be on this evening, but tomorrow morning we won't be on because I've got some clashing appointments tomorrow, like an 11 o'clock appointment and then a 1:30 appointment. So I don't want to struggle between the two appointments. We're doing a show tomorrow morning. So we'll be on tonight, no doubt, but we won't be on tomorrow morning. Alrighty? Under this Andrew Holness government, everybody is just lies. So, well, everything about Andrew Holness government is a lie. Is a lie, a lie, a lie. But the Jamaica people, give them the chance to come back with the lion story. Floyd Green shame for two Opal, you can't see it in him face because Andrew Holness and Ed Bartlett I treat him like say him not have no right or anything over the constituency where elect him. Container near the sea is asking for salt water here. Of course, Christopher. Of course. It's not sustainable living for a community like Parottee where you used to big house and the nice life, regardless how poor we are. We build a certain life to ourselves out of the sea within our community. And to want come, not only just want come haul it from under our foot, but not even to be having the conversation with us. Edmund Bartlett go all the way to Manhattan. Edmund Bartlett end up having the conversation with labor rights in Manhattan. Andrew Holness went to Malvern having the conversation. Edmund Bartlett went to Black River having the conversation. But the people of Parottee is left out of the conversation completely. And when we do hear about it in social media, when we do hear about it in social media and raise our concerns, rebroadcast what they have said, I feel we fault. I feel we fault, I feel we mouth with the propaganda and in no gossip argument. How can Floyd Green, after what we could play back Edmund Bartlett, then play back Floyd Green? Because we cannot make people who have not or never heard walk away thinking that we are the ones who are creating the narrative or the problem. No, it's not us. Everybody heard Edmund Bartlett.
My country.
So Black River was our ground zero after Melissa. Well, a new Black River will emerge. Black River built a little way now from the coastline, further inland, and the coastline will become the new touristic area of St. Elizabeth.
Wow.
So those of you who are familiar with South Beach and those areas, Vision Black River. That's where we're going. From Parottee all the way back to Crawford, if you know that area.
From Parottee all the way back. Parottee is a residential coastline. We know no create this storm for liquid over, but it is a residential coastline. So if it is that we now go reimagine tourism, then it means we don't want the land. It's not we walking and making up things. And then for Minister Green, Fiona Beswick, for go up on Chopper John TikTok and I blame us, the people in the community. This is disgraceful. Floyd Green cannot use damage control to insult us.
Is that when they dug up the road, they recognized, they thought that the pipeline had run.
Hold on. No one listen to Duns Nathaniel.
Got you, Nat. All right, Nathaniel. Any other question, Nathaniel? You good? You heard the minister address the party issues. You comfortable?
Chopper, let me say one thing.
Yes.
Because I've heard it. You know, Black River is not Parottee, right?
Totally different.
And I've heard people trying to take what Minister Bartlett has said in relation to Black River and to somehow pull that into Parottee, right? That's not the situation at all. We've already been very clear, and I think the people.
How can Minister Green be so deceptive? How could Fiona be so deceptive? Edmund Bartlett, Tilda Barton, spoke of reimagining tourism on the coastline. The minister told us that from Parottee to Crawford, we're not going to reimagine tourism. We not make up something where Edmund Bartlett never said. How is it that this is what I tell these people? This is not the days of RGR and JBC, where when the things talk, it lasts forever. This is not the days of RGR and JBC, where when we hear it on the evening news or nightly news, it's buried forever. It's quite not like that. I mean, we can throw it up in your face on a minutely basis. Because I have sent it directly to Fiona, you see. What Edmund Bartlett says and what Fiona says on Chopper John TikTok, I have sent it to Fiona. Fiona then came back out on her TikTok page spewing more bullshit. Why is it that Fiona is not having the conversation with the Prime Minister? You're a member of the cabinet, for God's sake. You sit in the Prime Minister's cabinet on a Tuesday or a Monday, whichever day they have their cabinet. And then Fiona still enforce the argument, say a lie where tell. Why is it that you not tackle Andrew Holness and Edmund Bartlett, who came out and told us what their plans are? What their plans are, you have realized, Fiona, it's standing in your political future. You have realized that Andrew Holness and Edmund Bartlett have killed you politically. Now you want to rather deal with them. You want to turn around and blame we? I mean, you all sit in the same cabinet. You all sit in the same parliament. You all play in the same shit. At least when you're not confused end of your party, you all play in the same shit. So listen, don't draw it in on a pyot. Please. Don't. You should have known separating are full of idiots. You know that some people in party are fools, especially when it comes to dealing with idiots like you. But I know all of it. You understand? I know all of it. So no come with the friggery. You not go take responsibility for every when you talk them. You can't every minute you come and tell the whole heap a lie. And when we talk the lie, we not tell. We spin around pan we like we've been mischievous or we're being political. What's there to be political about? We're just being honest.
In Parottee, there is no move to try and force people to leave, right? That's the first thing. That's clear, right? Anything that will happen is in relation to an engagement with the people, right? Clearly, as you know, some people have the wherewithal and some people have already rebuilt, right? And what those people are saying is that they...
Isn't it shameful? Isn't it shameful that whatever the plans are, whatever plans your government has, 8 months on, going into 9 months, you not reach to the people yet? You can all boat yard and abroad. This is how disrespectful this thing is. Yard and abroad. You can be all over the place discussing this issue. Parottee people is not yet drawn into the discussion. Malvern people have been. Black River people have been. Manhattan people have been drawn into the discussion about what your plans are for Parottee people. To date, Floyd Green, Andrew Holness, Edmund Bartlett, the Jamaica government have not gotten to the Parottee people yet. Hilda Rogdan, Mark Golden, you and your team don't hear anything? Isn't there anything to respond to? Isaac Buchanan, human rights. Zalika Jess, justice. Mark Golden, the leader of the opposition. Have you all not heard anything? Is there not anything that you all would like to respond to? Anyway, may I come go about my business. Next thing you know, them start either throw stone or fire bullet out away and say, oh, we mischievous, lie and contentious. I like how the weather go good in Britain this year week. Yeah. Me no want nobody broke my foot this week. You can broke you after the good weather done. But not during this year good weather, yeah. So we're gonna keep with peace so we can keep with foot. Because the way things are going in our country, if we have broke foot, we may have to go use fudge stick and matches backs and shed to set back with foot because we don't operate in theater for going and go fix broke foot. So might as well just set back the foot like how we do a set rooster foot. So we do we don't know what but that's how we do a set full foot apart when full foot broke. We get a matches backs, 2 fudge stick and shed and full foot good to go again. So me not able. All right. Thank you all very much for being here with us this morning on Global TV. Lovely to have your support. As usual, join us back this evening. We don't know what we're going to discuss this evening. Anything come up this evening, it we're going to talk about. But for now, let us go in the grace of God. Because we know that by we turn way back, Andrew Holness government will be out there telling another lie and we creating another mischief when I go so. Andrew Holness say I go can nuclear energy come at Jamaica. If you are talking about nuclear in the next 10 years, Prime Minister, I mean, we could get to solar panel before that, you know. We could get to solar panel. We could roll out solar panel. You see the money where you take in JPS? The money where you take in Petra Jam, Prime Minister? I mean, you could loan the Jamaica people the money to kit out their house with solar panel. And then we pay you back with interest. You don't think that would work? Jankro, you don't think that would work? Anyway, go on about your business, mister. And if you don't sit down and go on our people, them ask her, is she being recognized by the system? Or is it that they're using her to sell ticket for a flop event? Because I notice when people want a flop event ticket for sell these days, you know, them draw for social media personalities. The Jamaica diaspora bullshit. Anyway, come out of people business, your mouth get too much freaking trouble. That with your mouth. Thank you all for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support. Please do join us back tonight for the people's point of view. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Only a look at Jesus. Oh, so bow down with care. Jesus promised to defend me. He will all your burdens share.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.